Hello and welcome to the Poultry Health Research Network here at the University of Guelph. I'm Ryan Snyder, the coordinator, and I'll be your host today. Today you're going to see an interview from one of our graduate students who's working on poultry research right here at the university. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to the Poultry Health Research Network. Today we're sitting down with Elana Huong. Elana, thanks for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great. Tell us about yourself. How did you get into poultry research and health?
So I did my undergrad here at the University of Guelph in biomedical science, and around third or fourth year I heard about the Poultry Club. So I joined it, I got my AI certification and I started working with poultry, so I got really interested on hands-on experience. So I started working at Arkel and the Turkey Farmers of Canada during the same summer, so I got hands-on experience and legislation experience. And then I got into the DVM program, which allowed me to learn more about how animal husbandry. So I pursued a research job just for this summer, and it's giving me a lot of different aspects about poultry and very interesting animals. I have quails at home as well.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, you've got quite a bit of a background from the research side and the industry side. You said Turkey Farmers of Ontario or Canada?
Canada.
Canada, very good. And what was your role there?
I helped with the On Farms program. They were doing a revamp for the biosecurity and the animal welfare. So I helped update the website and implemented the changes in the binders that would be distributed.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. So what program are you in now, and what lab or department do you work in?
So I'm in the DVM program at the Ontario Veterinary College, and I'm going to be going into phase 2 in September. And I'm working with Dr. Leonardo Susta in pathobiology right now.
Excellent. Which group of poultry are you working with?
So for this summer, we are working with chickens, so broilers.
Okay.
But the project plans to expand into ducks and turkeys. But we may not be. I might not be there for that part. But,
right. Yeah. And what age of broilers are you working with?
So they come to us day 1, and the trial is done at week 12.
Okay. 12 weeks. Okay, that's quite long.
Yeah.
And what specifically are you guys investigating?
So we're investigating if commercial poultry breeds can contract aquatic avian Bornavirus 1, which has been seen in Canadian geese, which are the natural host, and they cause pretty detrimental neurological symptoms in geese. So we want to see if it's a risk for the commercial poultry we grow in Ontario.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot of big words in there. So can you explain some of the viruses and the threats to the industry and what farmers could see if these birds were infected?
Yeah, so we actually have done trials before. This is just to confirm that it's not going to happen in actual birds.
Okay.
But what they would see is signs like, I'm pretty sure they would see unusual behavior. They would be confused. They wouldn't know where they were. And they might have some obvious health problems. I'm not too familiar with it. But so far what we've actually seen is that ducks are the most, likely species that would be able to contract it because they're similar to geese. But chickens and turkeys are pretty safe from what we know. But this is what the trial is trying to confirm.
Right.
To make sure that this disease doesn't get into the commercial flock and what we eat.
Have you completed or started any trials or experiments?
So our animal trial with the chicks is actually starting tomorrow. So they're coming in. So we're going to be starting to work on giving them the virus and the control and giving them tags to make sure we can identify them.
Okay.
So that's going to be happening. And I also am helping out with another trial that doesn't involve live animals that has started already.
Okay. And what's that trial?
It's about chicken breast myopathies and determining the severity and the prevalence in Canada because they've never been recorded before.
Okay. And myopathies in terms of meat quality or?
Yes, meat quality, yeah.
And who's that with?
That's also with Leonardo Susta, but it's also working with food science, Dr. Shaya Barbut.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So then there's a little bit of collaboration going on between the two labs?
Yeah.
And are you working with other graduate students in that lab or other summer students?
I'm working with a PhD student in Dr. Susta's lab. Her name is Sano Che. And we're also working closely together with a student in Dr. Barbut's lab. His name is Chow.
Fantastic. Yeah. Very good. And so what has been the most exciting thing that you have done so far or will be doing for you personally for these projects?
Well, I guess I do it every day, but learning how to cell culture, how to grow viruses, and proper lab techniques, I've never had that experience in my undergrad, really, because biomedical science was mainly about getting into med school or vet school. So it was really cool that I can actually use these skills to maybe work in another lab, or if I want to pursue a DVSC in the future. That was really exciting for me to learn, and I get to reinforce these skills every day.
Excellent.
That's great.
Yeah. And is there anything else that you're looking forward to during your project or your thesis here?
I'm hoping to get a publication out of some of these projects. Maybe get some really good good experience writing scientific papers, reviewing scientific papers, and making some really good connections in pathobiology.
Yeah, and you hope to present your results as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. And where would you be presenting your results, or where would you publish your results? Which journals or which conferences?
I'm not quite sure, but there is a conference called the ACVP, which is the American Conference for Veterinary Pathologists that's happening in November in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, very good. And so what does this, most of the poultry research that you're doing, what does it mean for the field of poultry research or for the poultry industry itself, both locally and globally?
So what would happen with the Avian Bornavirus right now, it would be mainly locally because this is the demographic we're looking at, and it would mainly be about food safety and as well as animal husbandry and welfare, making sure that we produce diseases that can be transported between flocks and possibly between humans if it's zoonotic.
Yeah. And some of the lab techniques, are you exploring new processes or procedures, or this is a pretty well-defined process for the lab work that you're doing?
It's pretty defined.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. And so what's next for you after this trial or experiment? You said you've got a few other things that you're working on this summer?
Yeah, so I'm also working on a database, not quite about poultry, but about parrots.
Okay.
So I'm going to pursue that during the year, hopefully, and that's what I will be presenting at the conference. But other than that, I just planning going back to school, maybe continuing with another research job next summer, but we'll see where that goes, and getting experience maybe with some poultry vets.
Fantastic. And what careers are you looking forward to after you're finished your DVM program?
So I mainly want to go into poultry medicine. I know it's a lot of on the road and working with farmers, but that's the aspect I like, very like flock medicine instead of individual medicine, which is very different from small animal. So that's the hopes to become a poultry vet and service in Ontario.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're always in need of more poultry vets, so glad to hear you're interested. Thank you so much for your time today. Glad you could make it in. And this has been another one of our student interviews for the Poultry Health Research Network.